History of chocolate created by Kangur. Did you know that the history of Belgian chocolate goes back for 2000 years to the jungles of South America? It has all started when they discovered cocoa trees in the southern continent. From the 12th centuries, Mayas and the Aztec society used its crop to make dark, frosted drinks. It was completely different from nowadays taste, as it was a bitter, really spicy liquid. We can see that it was an important raw material, as they also paid their taxes in cocoa beans. Christopher Columbus and other Spanish explorers came back to Europe in the 15th century, also with cocoa seeds. They wanted to make it popular here. Very soon, importing cocoa to Europe became an important trade and new recipes were invented. The biggest new invention with the cocoa mass was that sugar was added to it to make it sweeter. In the 17th century, chocolate reached Belgium when the country was ruled by the Spanish. People could have their first experience of chocolate drink in the Grand Place in Brussels. In 1697, the mayor of Zurich tried this new drink during his visit of Brussels. He liked it so much that he took it back to his homeland to introduce it to Swiss people. Shortly, Switzerland also started to produce chocolate. In 1840, Belgium was the first country who produced pressed chocolate bars, pasties and figures. So now on, chocolate became a determined, eatable product instead of a drink. A few decades later, in 1885, during the kingdom of King Leopold II, when Congo was a colony of Belgium, that's why its other name is Belgian Congo, they realized that they don't have to import and buy expensive cocoa seeds, as through their colony in Africa they have access to big cocoa tree plants. There were colonizational conflicts through the continent, but it didn't stop the growth of raw cocoa import to Belgium. Different techniques, chocolate-making methods were borrowed from Switzerland. These facts made possible that in less than 30 years after, in 1912, Jean Neuhaus, a famous Belgian confectioner, created the praline, which was a field chocolate. This kind of chocolate is still the most famous representative of Belgian chocolate. His daughter-in-law also invented the bolotan, which was an appropriate box to package the pralines. It was important because in the beginning of the 20th century they made chocolate to be gifted. Pralines were small, mouthful pieces, and by their attractive packaging they perfectly complied their gift vocation. In 1920, the famous brand Leonidas was formed in Belgium. Recently, Leonidas is a world-famous chocolate brand and have shops all over the world. They export chocolate to more than 50 countries in the world. 1926 is the year when Godiva was created in the country. The first shop of the brand was opened in the Grand Place in Brussels. In 1958, Godiva opened its first shop abroad. It was in Paris. Guillian, which amazing seafood and shell-shaped pralines are sold over 100 countries in the world, was established in 1960 in Sint-Niklaas, Belgium. There are also new developing chocolate producers like the Nutri, which was established just a few years ago. In our recent days, there are more than 2,000 chocolate makers in Belgium. You have to know this number contains single human makers and big factories too, who produce more than 172,000 tons each year. Major part of this amount is widely exported.